Okay, here I am doing another video for you. I have told you in my last two videos about demonstrations of communications or fulfillment of communications, a demonstration that the communications that I have been receiving are genuine by my being given really rapid fulfillment. I told you of the incident relating to my car and the oil. I have told you about my travel. All these incidents were foretold to me and they had rapid fulfillments. One was within 24 hours and the other was more or less about a week. It has been a while now and I do not remember correctly, but how exactly. So you would want to know, apart from those incidents of my personal life that are not really of any great importance, well, sometimes things seem not to be of any great importance. For example, the travel information that I was given is in fact of great importance because I have come to South America, and that is a very important move in the whole fulfillment of the ultimate stage of the whole kingdom of God. Has a lot to do with Western world more than people believe, and with the southern hemisphere in particular. Western southern hemisphere. Now, I'm sure that you would like to know about some of these powerful things that I claim to have information about. What are these powerful things that I'm talking about? Well, in a very serious way, in a no nonsense way, I can tell you that the fulfillment of God's promise to mankind about a coming order in the end of times, of a certain time, a given time, which is called 7 times. At the end of the 7 times, certain things will happen in the earth. Well, I have been told of my role in all of this, and without giving full details of everything here now, I will give you a few information, some information, and a few of the important revelations that I have received. One of them is that I am another book of the Bible. And for me to become another book of the Bible, it means that I have to play a role which qualifies me as one of the servants of God, or one of the persons who have played these kind of role that become their story become part of the Bible. That I have been told that I am another book of the Bible. And I've been given a name that I didn't know anything about. I was being told, well, you are another book of the Bible and your name is such and such. And those who are familiar with the Bible will know that it is written that God's elect, the chief, will have a name that only he knows and its meaning, which means that that name is going to be given to him by some source beyond mortal who would know his name, family or persons close to whatever name you have. It was given to you by someone, unless you name yourself. And it is stated biblically that the chief, I like to say the chief. A lot of people like to talk about the Messiah and all of that, but I like to say the chief. You know, the chief elect, or the chief of God's elect, has a name that only he knows and its meaning. And I was given this secret name and told that I am another book of the Bible, which means that I am going to play a role that is going to be recorded in the future as part of the Bible. Another important revelation that came to me is that I was named as chief of the Chaldeans. Now we know that the Chaldean Empire was some time ago. But here am I now, a man in modern time being called chief of the Chaldeans. And what does that mean? Well, to cut a long story short, the Chaldeans are the first fruits of faculties of all the earth. They were given to Nebuchadnezzar to create the glorious, the golden age empire of Chaldea. And if you read the book of Revelation, it tells you that something similar is going to happen in the kingdom when the time comes. That the persons faculty to govern are going to govern the sacred city. And if I am told that I am chief of them, which means that I am chief of God's elect, or I am God's chief elect. I have been told that the reins have been given me and that I should take them, which is all saying the same thing. These are some of the very important things that have been revealed to me and have made me know who I am and what I must do. And therefore I have made the claim to be exactly that, chief of God's elect. That is what I was told. And the spirit speaker told me I know no other. So that is who I am, that is who I claim to be, because that's who I was identified as and being told to take the reins. And these things are things that are in development that will come to fulfillment, and that I have seen a time in the future when the kings of the earth recognize me for who I am and address me as Your Majesty. No, I'm talking serious thing here now. This is no rum bar kind of thing. This is no drunk business or any stupidness or any foolishness. When people go to church, you listen to the pastor saying all kind of stuff, you know. Now I'm just here saying some stuffs, some things, and I am serious about what I am saying. They are reality, and they are based upon my personal experience, and they are justified. They are normal to be accepted, because we all know that we expect certain things to happen, and everybody is telling you it's going to happen this way, it's going to happen that way. Well, I'm telling you now that God is telling me that this is how it's happening now. It is happening now. So these important revelations have come to me. I have also been told that while mountains are decreasing, your hill is rising. And that certain information indicating that there is going to be a transatlantic power from the east to the west. These are coming events in the earth. So as everybody knows, say, well, the US dollar is going to be a tremendous problem in the earth, and the most powerful nation of the earth is what is going to happen after the fall of the US, and what all kind of things. And I am telling you now that I am being shown the new order of things that are coming in the earth. And I am telling you that there is a coming, I've been told that there is a coming transatlantic power from the east to the west. The sun will rise and set in the same place at the same time in your hill. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So if the east and the west are one and the same, it means that there is a transatlantic power that is coming, and it is my hill. While mountains are decreasing, your hill is rising. Those are things that I have been told. And the same way that I have been told that a car would be out of oil and smoke would come from the engine, and it took place within 24 hours. And many other things that I have been told. My first airplane travel and all of that. Now these are simple little things, but they are preparing me for greater things, because some things will happen in 24 hours, some things will happen in a week, in a month, in a few years. But there are those that are going to take a little longer time. Who knows? Maybe 10, 15, 20 years, but gradually it is happening. Because I expect a transformation to take place in the earth by now to the year 2040. I expect to see this world completely changed. I expect to see the reality of the kingdom of God being I'm talking in Spanish, not being, to see the kingdom of God well established in the earth by the year 2040. And this process is going to be developing onward from now on. It is already started in the very, very early stages. But the development that I expect to see take place, I expect it to take place. I expect to see a full development take place by the year 2040, progressively, and moving on now, and coming to full development by the year 2040. Why do I say that? Because I am calculating within a 28 years period. I have heard some people talk about this 28 years period, but I have never seen it for myself in the scriptures. But I have heard people talking about it. But I am interested in this number because of its symbolic importance, as like um, a monthly cycle of 28 years. So there are those who said that there's going to be a war in the earth and that it is going to last for 28 years. And according to a lot of persons, that war has already started in its earlier stage. Recently, the Pope said that we are in World War III by what? By stage or by installment or something like that, which means that we are in the war. The war is moving at a stage by stage level. And there are those who, what, I don't know their reason, but they claim that this war is going to last for 28 years. And I am counting 28 years from 2012. So I am counting to 2040, and I am aware that the process that is going on in the earth now is going to take a little time. But it is in course, it is moving on now. I am talking to you here now on YouTube. I am the world. Which means that I am putting my face to things. Now people can say, look, there's a man who is saying that I am the chief of God's elect and I'm here now to work. I expect the people who are supposed to work with me to join me so that we can work, because there is a lot of problems in the earth that we need to solve, and I expect that we should all get together and solve these problems. And I expect that God is going to shine a light into the minds of these people so that they can recognize me and know that we all are going to have to work together. I in my position and they in theirs. And I expect that over the course of the coming years, a lot of transformation is going to take place in the earth. Not just like I have said, like I say in some of my publications, that a dead world is in decomposition and a new one is developing. And the new world that is developing is the world that God is now molding. And that is where I see my role. And that is what is being revealed to me While mountains are decreasing, your hill is rising. It will rise in the east and set in the west. Rise and set in the same place at the same time. It's an indication of a transatlantic power. And this is coming order of the earth. And it is in this order, in this context of this order, that I'm being told to take the reins. The reins are when you take them. Those are the words of spirits speaking to me. So you see, you are the chief of God's elect, to not say the Chaldeans, so that people can understand more clearly. And this is the context in which I am being told these things. And here I am now on the air, like it has been written, that the appearance will take place in the air. A lot of people misunderstand this, and they are thinking of some other things. Some kind of literal appearance in some man that they claim that is some second coming of Jesus and the rapture and all of that. A lot of confusion. It's not going to happen like that. This is happening here now, like this. And here I am now in the air, putting my face to it so that all eyes can see. I'm telling you, look,